Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Doc Bob Lee. Our next guest, our congregant and national spokesman for Jehovah's Witness. Our guest joins us to share her story as an immigrant hailing from the island of Jamaica and found acceptance of her culture through the faith-based community, while our national spokesman highlights how Jehovah's Witness is bringing the global community together. So please welcome to the show Pamela Crook and Robert J. Hendricks III. Welcome, guys.
Thanks
you very much.
Good
Thanks for having me. Yes.
Tell us all about yourselves. Pamela, so you can start it out.
I was born in Jamaica in the parish of Manchester, Mandeville. Many Jamaicans know where that is.
I know where.
You know where that is too, huh? And my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. So I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. We migrated to the Bronx in the early 1970s. And so I'm from a pretty large family. There are 5 siblings of us, and so we all are Jehovah's Witnesses.
And Robert is here. Robert, how long have you been a member of the Jehovah's Witnesses, and what is your role as the rep?
Well, I've actually, my father was baptized when he was 12 years old in 54. I came into the world and made my own dedication when I was 15. So that was in 1980. So I've been a witness for most of my life. And as the national spokesman for Jehovah's Witnesses, I represent the organization to the media, to government, to academics, just to make sure that the right story is getting out there, that we have good information, the media especially has good information about Jehovah's Witnesses and who we are, and to continue to foster an understanding of our organization and our beautiful people.
Yeah, and I understand that you know a very good friend and colleague of mine.
Oh, I do. In fact, I grew up, because I'm from Long Island, so grew up listening to BLS and listening to Ken Spiderweb. I knew at the time that he was a Jehovah's Witness, but only in the last 10 years did I meet him, and we've become good friends.
Ken Spiderweb, yeah, on WBLS. So you guys are with this wonderful, the Jehovah's Witness, they've been around for many, many, many years, and you guys represent. How did you get involved in it, Pam?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses from Jamaica.
Yeah.
So when I was 15, I made my personal dedication and became one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
What did you think about it before you got involved?
What did I think about it?
Yeah, because a lot of people see it as people, coming to your door. That the outreach is tremendous.
That is true. I love Jehovah, the God that we serve.
Yes.
And from an early age, even before I made my personal dedication, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that this was.
People are calling now. They want to get involved. They want to make their dedication.
Yes, that's right. I knew that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I never had a negative thinking about it. Even if my parents weren't Jehovah's Witnesses, my personal dedication was what counts, because that's something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I feel similar. When I was coming up as a young man, obviously I knew I was different. I knew that I had different practices than others. We didn't celebrate the holidays, and we were a very close spiritual family. But it's a place where I found peace and love, and I always enjoyed knocking on doors, especially when we were able to get inside, get our feet under people's table, and share with them a powerful message. In my life, I've had the privilege of seeing people's lives change, to go 180, and to know that I had a small part in that, and that changing their lives forever is one of the greatest things I've ever accomplished in my life.
Yeah, Wow. You know, and I had, well, I still have it. I have a rental property in South Carolina, and I was renting to Jehovah's Witnesses, and we were having church. I pulled up to visit, and there were cars everywhere. And I tell you, we're a wonderful church in there that day. I didn't know what was going on, but I found out that they were Jehovah's Witnesses that day. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people are into it. Ken Webb, we went to bring him a gift early on. He said, "No, I don't celebrate. I'm sorry." And that's what it is. I mean, you have your own way of doing things. And what would you tell other people who are looking to get involved in a tradition?
You know, it's not from our standpoint, there's a lot of traditions in the world, many of which people don't even know why they do it.
Yeah.
The difference between Jehovah's Witnesses and many other religions, and we don't put them down, but what we're trying to do is follow the Bible. And the Bible gives us a solid foundation, a solid rationale for the things that we do and believe. And it helps us to live just a better life. When you're bound with 8.6 million other brothers and sisters who think very similarly, we're unified in 239 countries, when there's a website with 1,052 languages on it, that this is binding the world together and allowing us to unite in a way that's never been possible before in the history of humankind, since the languages were changed back to the Tower of Babel. And to be able to do that, to be able to share the message to so many people, even to those who speak Jamaican patois as an example, or Creole as an example, it's an amazing gift.
Yeah, and I know, Pamela, you had some sort of trouble when you first came to America. You were told not to speak patois in public when you first got here because, well, tell us why and how did you feel?
Well, it actually started in Jamaica, Bob, because I grew up under the British system, the British way of teaching. And
Yeah.
so in school, we were taught not to speak this language called patois. It was looked upon as a broken English. And so they would say, speak proper English.
Yeah.
So because of that, you go farther and further away from it. And moving here to the United States, it didn't allow me to speak my language outside. In the house, I could speak it with my family, my relatives, but on the outside, no, because who would understand it? So for many years, it was stifled.
The same is true of many other languages. The experience is very similar. In fact, one of our sisters expressed this. She said that until we began producing literature in patois, she never spoke to God in her prayers in patois. She didn't think she was allowed. And so the first time she said a prayer in patois, which is the language of her heart, which is what she speaks to herself, which is the language that she loves, her mother tongue. The first time she spoke to her God in patois, she just wept. And that's a very similar situation we've seen even in Haiti as an example. Haitian Creole was not even, there were no publications in Haitian Creole till like 1996. We were one of the first large-scale organizations to produce Haitian Creole literature. And guess what? It's the second largest foreign language of Jehovah's Witnesses in the United States today.
Yeah, I just got the chills because, God knew you before you got here.
That's right.
And